Lesson 42, Order of Operations. We have to remember that order of operations is those sets of rules that tell us the order in which we're going to simplify an expression. All mathematicians look at these and follow these rules. Even your calculator follows these rules. So you have to be very careful when you're writing an expression or simplifying an expression. We have this little word in orange, PEMDAS, which is what we're going to use to remember this order. The P is for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiplication, D for division, A for addition, and S for subtraction. Now what this means is that if I have an expression where I have all these different components, what I'm going to start doing is the parentheses. Then exponents, then multiplication, and the last thing we do is addition and subtraction. So let's look at this example. Again, remember, the first thing we want to do is simplify the parentheses. So we're going to keep everything else the same. So the first parenthesis is 3 plus 2, which is 5. And the other one is 10 minus 3, which is 7. Once I simplify the parentheses, I look for exponents. This one doesn't have any exponents. So then we continue with multiplication and division. In this case, we have multiplication here and here. And I like to do that little V there, that little symbol, to kind of like remind myself that there is a multiplication there. And I cannot add anything before I do those two. So I'll do 5 plus 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 2 times 7, 14. And once I did the multiplication, now I get to addition and subtraction. And this is going to be 34. Now, if you simplify this expression in any other order, you will not get the same answer. You have to be very careful in keeping the order and also using the order of operations to simplify. Let's look at this example. In this case, we have the same parentheses, so we'll do those first. Notice how I write right below the equation to keep the order and not forget any of the numbers. So 15 minus 8 is 7. Then 12 plus 3 is 15, and 15 minus 1 is 14. And then we multiply times 5, and then plus 8. It would be a big problem if we add these two, because we have to first multiply the 5 with the parentheses. So again, I'm going to do my V here and here to remember to do those multiplications first. And once I do all of these multiplications, I get 70 minus 70 plus 8, which is 8. And that's it. Very, very simple. So in this example, we have a new thing, which is the brackets. So we have the parentheses, and then we have the brackets, and then we also have the braces. These are called symbols of inclusion, and what they tell us is to do something first. And what I like to think about is like a house, that a house has rooms, and inside rooms it has closets. And so we need to go from the inside out. So we're going to start with the parentheses, then we're going to do the brackets, and then the braces. So let's look at this example. In this one, the first thing we have to see is that we cannot do 30 minus 2. Why? Because the 2 is multiplying the brackets. So I have to do the multiplication first. But before we do the multiplication, we have to simplify whatever is inside of the brackets. And we start with the parentheses. So 3 minus 1 is 2, and 15 minus 10 is 5. Now those brackets are not simplified yet, so we have to continue simplifying what is inside. 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 minus 7. Again, we keep everything the same, and then we simplify 10 minus 7 is 3. Now we're ready to use the 2 to multiply times the 3. And now we can subtract, and the answer is 24. You have to work in order so that you don't make any silly mistakes. Let's do one more. In this one, we have brackets, parentheses, And look, we also have division. So let's work on it. We first keep the 50 and the minus 2 because remember we cannot subtract when the 2 is first multiplying. Then we simplify the parentheses, which is 7 minus 5, 2. Then we come here to the division, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. And then we have the plus 5. We still have to simplify those brackets, so I keep the 50 minus 2 times, and I simplify the brackets. That would be 6 minus 6 plus 5. So in the brackets, we're just going to have a 5, and we have to multiply first. So 50 minus 10 equals 40. And that's the answer. Now again, this is very simple. Just be very careful and write your process because that will help you make sure not to leave anything behind or make any silly mistakes. All right, do some practice, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video.